Yeah.
So the thing is, words have power. And when we
Yeah.
talk about falling and we talk about aging and all this thing, people think it's all inevitable that all this that we are failing or we lose our strength or um and not only that, we've kind of talked about this last week, the tone of voice.
Yeah.
Um, and so I've been very conscious of the tone of voice and
That you take with yourself.
that I'm not too bad with my tone of voice to myself, and I can always catch it.
Okay.
How- However,
Yeah.
I've been watching tone of voice. I had a phone conversation. I had gotten a letter saying that I had won something because of my loyalty to the a progressive network. And so
Yeah.
I and they said, but you do have to go in and order, pay for the postage, and it has to be under a certain category. So I kept twice I chose the wrong category. So they came back at me in a very annoyingly uh an unsatisfying voice to me. I mean, it was like, okay, so I made a mistake. So I said, in the all due respect, your tone of voice of impatience to me for not choosing the right category was offensive, but I forgive you anyway. And so, but now these people are supposed to be and are, uh, not the normal everyday knee jerking, hateful person. They,
Yeah.
they actually, oh my God, I did that and I shouldn't have. So I can't accept negative tones of voices. I think
Yeah.
and they need to be called out. Um, and a
Yeah.
nice in a nice way. I mean, in a cool way, not um,
Right, right. Like you did that, you brought it up and you can't control how people are going to receive what you say.
no.
You just can't control it. You can just control how you deliver it and then to
Yes,
the best of your ability.
that's right.
But yeah,
That's
I
right.
agree. And I know I'm much more sensitive in a certain kind of way. I'm also less willing to take bullshit.
Yeah, yeah,
Now that I'm older, I feel more empowered and I'm also more vulnerable
yeah,
at so many levels. Like I'm so much more vulnerable, but not in a weak way, but in a way that, I don't have a need to appear to be stronger than I am so much.
yeah, yes,
More so I kind of disagree with you a little bit about what you said that we don't have to accept these as inevitable. Like this is something that I struggle with now is realizing modifications that I need to make for my health
yeah,
because of things that are going on with my body, probably because of age.
sure.
Like I know for me now, I can't tolerate the heat like I used to.
Sure.
Like
Me
I'm
either.
way more so I'll get like kind of like dizzy or so I have to be really careful. And it's not that's inevitable. That is an inevitable result of my body right now.
Yes, yes,
But I have to accept that. Like, okay, I can't work outside when it's hot as much as I used to.
that's right.
Or if I do, I have to rest more or drink more. So there's that fine line between like being complacently accepting something you can change and also embracing the changes that happen that you have to adapt to be reasonable and healthy.
Yeah.
Like I took out my hiking poles because with the dogs, like I can't take the dogs for walks because they don't. One, Gracie's too afraid to leave the property, and BB will not let a leash near her.
Oh,
Like I'm
my
working on
goodness.
desensitizing her to a leash. Like I can't get her on a leash. She really wants to explore the world,
Yes.
but I can't. She won't. she won't happily put a leash. Like if I had to, I could get a harness and a leash on her
Yes.
and drag her somewhere. But that's not what I want. Like if there was a fire or she had a wound that required an emergency vet appointment, I could manage to get her in the car, but it would be traumatic for her.
Yes.
What I'm talking about is taking them out for a walk where they're happily looking to explore the world.
Yes.
And neither of them are in a situation for that. And I forget why I started that.
Well, but the thing is that will change and can change with these dogs.
Right. Yes, exactly. And so I'm working on changing that, like desensitizing her to the lead and all this kind of. I take Gracie out, she's great on the lead, but she won't only, every day she goes another foot or a couple of inches some days
Yes.
we go out the gate and she walks around with the yard with me on the lead and we go out the gate and then we go out to the end of our driveway where it hits the bigger driveway and she just stops and she it just stands and looks around and she's, like concerned. She's very concerned about the world being dangerous or whatever. And then some days, like I get her to go a little bit further, and some days she doesn't get that far. Um, and that can change. So I work on that. So I accept that about them.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I don't accept that that's the only thing that's going to be for them in their world. This is why I started it. So I opened up, we have a big yard, we have a yard in front, and we live on a very steep hill. So we have our yard in front where they go out and they play together. They get plenty of exercise,
Yeah.
playing together and stuff like that. And I do things with them to get them exercise. But we have a orchard on top of our house that is about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of an acre or something.
Right.
And it's been fenced in because of the orchard to keep deer out. But I had we've recently like dog proofed that area of
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
So I can't leave them up there because there's stuff they can get into that would be a problem. But I just open a gate and they can run up, and they run up this like hill, like that's really steep. But I go out, then I'll let them go up there, and then I go out and then go into another gate, which is a little not quite so steep. It's still very steep. And I've been like, getting up these hills and coming down is the worst, because of my knees and like
Yes.
holding onto a tree and like scooting down and going sideways. And I got my hiking poles out.
Oh,
It
cool.
was like, damn, I just like could go up that hill without any worries. And especially I could come down it without it being a big
Yeah. Oh, that's a
disaster.
good thing to have. There's pole.
Yeah. And I now I have them by my front door,
Yes.
and I always have them in my car, but I hardly ever use them. But that's something for me. I was talking about that when I was at PT, the poles, and this woman came over and said, yeah, she goes, I go everywhere with my poles. And she looked quite fit, she's in there doing Pilates and all this kind of stuff. And she said, well, the thing is that, I can catch myself if I start to fall. And that's the big, you
Oh,
know,
that's huge.
and so, she says, I don't go anywhere without my hiking poles.
Well, maybe that's
And
exactly what I should be recommending for the patients I have on Solus, because there's huge falling risks with
yeah,
everybody I have, and a hiking pole. Maybe I should get them for myself, actually.
well, yeah, exactly. And the thing is if you're falling in your house, it's not like you're going to use a hiking pole in your house. I mean, you could if depending on, what you needed to do, but it really made
There's
a
my
huge
cane.
difference.
My cane.
There you've got a cane that you use. Yeah.
I'll use it in the
It's
house.
very handsome. It looks like it's manzanita
It
or
was
redwood or
made down.
something.
There's a guy downtown at the market
Uh-huh.
who sells his
Yeah.
sticks, his
Uh-huh.
canes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. But the main most falls do happen in the house.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I know when and a lot of it has to do with people not picking their feet up.
Yeah. Oh, oh,
Like because you
yeah.
start shuffling. So that's one thing again, like that PT can help you with because you kind of you start losing that muscle mass in your legs and then you don't pick your feet up.
Well, so I
And
discovered that the best way, and I saw this on a YouTube video. I'm so thankful for YouTube sometimes,
yeah,
where that when you walk, heel, toe, and there's something about that that
yeah,
that creates a neurological connection for walking.
right,
And I
right,
have done
right,
it for the last week, heel, toe. Now it's not going to prevent me from falling if there's a dog toy on the floor. But anyway,
right.
it really makes me feel stronger to do that.
Yeah. Because that's one of the things that they test you for. Like it's like your ability like to raise your foot. Like that's one thing that degenerates,
Yeah.
that it really impacts your fall is that you can point your toe, but you lose the strength to like raise your toes when you're standing. And
Oh,
so that's a PT exercise they give you is to do toe lifts where you just stand there and you lift your toes up.
good. Good.
And a lot of the stuff that they have you do, it's super simple. You
Yeah.
know, like it's super simple. It's just like, do you do it? And
Yeah.
if it's a prescribed PT thing, it kind of helps a little bit.
Well, I really
My
like, yes, I really like the heel to toe thing. I mean, I
Yeah,
think it has done something to my will to carry
right.
through. Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
important. Very
yeah,
important. Yes. Well, I'm going to be doing that. I'm scheduled in July. Uh,
yeah.
I don't think it is inevitable that I keep falling, but I do need to create a safe environment
Right,
because I have
right.
cords on the floor because of all these computers I have.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, and that can be managed. You can make the cords so they go along the edge of the room or they're
That's right.
you know
That's
they have
right.
these little cord holder things like and they I have them to protect the cords, but they're like kind of like thresholds that have they're like a little kind of thing. It's shaped, like that.
Yes.
And then it's got a core in the middle of it. So you put the cord in it, but it's got a little thing to hold the cords down.
Yeah, and
Because
that's
it
what I
doesn't
need to
take
do.
much for me to catch my toe on a cord. Like there's one area in our house where we have an electrical cord that crosses between the bed and the dresser
Yes.
to like plug in the phone chargers and stuff because
Yeah.
Brad's on his phone all the time. And it doesn't take much. If that's not like flat on the floor, I catch my toe on it all the time.
Yes.
And
And boy, that's
it's
dangerous.
Yeah. And usually because it's right by the outlet, it just flies out of the outlet. Like it's not like it doesn't make me fall or catch me in that way. It just pulls out of the outlet.
Yes.
But if it wasn't that kind in that situation, I would probably have tripped and fallen a lot on it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When I think back over all of my falls since I was 60,
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous. It really is. All these falls. And it all has to do with maybe, I remember one, the packaging string that goes around the package. I got caught in that between my two legs and I fell and just ripped my knee apart, because it was a bruise.
Uh,
And then I fell down the steps one time rushing to go to work and I broke my toe. Um, and one time I was going out the patio door and I tripped on some bones. I was going after Pearl and I fell on my knees. My legs went back. So I mean, in a lot of ways, I'm lucky I haven't done worse things to myself. Um, ugh, yeah. And I think in a way by going over those falls that I have had, it helps to do that because I see a pattern here that needs to be changed. Um, and then instead of saying, "Oh my God, I fell again, I'm so stupid," that's not very creative either. So
no, right, exactly. And it's not helpful. You know what I mean? It doesn't solve the problem because if you're tripping over dog toys, that's a relatively simple thing to deal with
yes,
unless you can't get pick them up off the floor for some reason. So then you figure
Right.
that out,
Right.
and
Well, I have
the
one of those things.
yeah, one of those gripper things.
Well, and the only problem with that is then I'm not strengthening my ability to get down to the ground and pick things up because I'm using that thing. So
Right,
I
right.
try not to use it as much.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so far I've been really stayed relatively strong and flexible to do that kind of thing. It's just literally getting onto the floor.
Yeah.
Like in getting, I just don't get on the floor
No.
because it's so hard to get up.
Well, are they going to,
And I
you
think a
have,
lot of it is my weight. It's just a lot of it's that I have so much extra weight to deal with that too.
do you use any of the GL, what is it, GL4-1 drugs?
No, I my one doctor, I don't go to that doctor anymore, but I could take him if I wanted. It would be covered by Medicare because of my comorbidities.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well, they have a new so they have a new program that most people have to pay over $500 a month for this stuff. Uh,
right.
so there's a new program. I'm learning these things because of my job. I wouldn't know anything about it, but that that Medicare Lilly pharmaceutical combining with Medicare. So for once, Lilly Pharmaceutical is doing something right, And it has to do too with the fact that if you have a lot of chronic diseases and you are overweight, the weight tends to make those, as you say, core morbidities
Yeah.
impossible to heal from. Um, anyway, Lilly Pharmaceutical has a program that will give it to you for $50 a month. Then there is, I've another patient of mine shared with me a direct link to Lilly that if you fill it out, they will get in touch with you, ask you, well, first of all, your doctor does have to prescribe it, so you have to go that route.
Right. Yeah.
And then then the pharmacy and Lilly and all this and that, after the doctor has prescribed it, will, and I also think Zepbound is probably less side effects than Ozempic, from what I gather. But
Yeah.
anyway, this program begins on the 1st of July.
Uh-huh.
If you want, if you're interested, that doesn't even matter. I mean, I can just send this information to you, because, as I said, when people are really overweight and they can't lose it, and this stuff helps you lose weight, but as soon as you stop it, it comes right back. That's a problem.
Well, that's one of the thing, I've been thinking about GLP-1s for a long time. Um, for different reasons. For me, I take they have these GI issues that because of my ulcerative colitis,
Yeah,
and that to me is more of a problem than other things.
sure.
But the one thing that interested me about the GLP-1s is I read some anecdotal evidence that people that took them also experienced a reduction of inflammation, because I think that's how they work is they reduce inflammation. And like say this read these stories about people who had like rheumatoid arthritis
Mhm.
and then started taking Zepbound or something, and their rheumatoid arthritis symptoms went away.
It's also good for diabetes.
Right, because that is functionally an inflammatory um,
Response.
autoimmune disorder.
Well, the thing is, if you do have diabetes, and if you do have,
I do.
so when you have these things, uh, the program I'm describing won't prescribe it for you because it's
Uh,
people have a simple problem, which is weight loss. or
Right.
um, or things that are associated with weight in general, um, that hopefully will disappear with taking these medicines. But yeah, I don't know. I
But
think
see, because I have diabetes and it would be covered by my insurance,
yes, I think it would.
probably without a copay because of my comorbidities.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, but for people who just have to lose weight but don't have other things, maybe they're what they call pre-diabetic and all that kind of stuff. They might be able to get those things with this program. But for me, I could get them easily if I just said I wanted them. My doctor would prescribe, my insurance would cover it.
Yes, yes,
So I just don't, every time I put my attention on it, it doesn't feel like a solution for me.
yes, yes.
And though I have considered it, but it just doesn't ever feel like a solution for me.
And I think the reason, the I don't know exactly why this is also important, except that, as I said, um, chronic illnesses can be eradicated by losing weight. It's as simple as that.
Right, some of them, or certainly made better.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that there's a woman, and I belong to this online community called Noom. It's like a weight loss program.
I've seen it, yes.
Yeah, and so I've been on it for a couple of years, and I've lost 70 pounds
That's great.
while I've been on it and maintained that, hopefully I have basically stopped here and been here for about 2 years now.
Uh-huh.
But I still use it every day, like I log in every day and there's a community, people there and in there they have sub-communities. So I'm in a little community that's called Over 100 Pounds to Lose.
Okay.
And there's a woman in there who has lost 400 pounds,
Wow.
350 pounds. I mean, of course, she's lost it. She's probably lost a lot more than that because I mean, like her high weight was like 500 or 490, and now she's like at 160 pounds,
That's
180
tremendous.
pounds, and
Yeah.
she's maintained that for like a year now.
Hmm. Through this
And
program, Noom or whatever.
new, yeah.
Yeah.
But it hasn't, and she was uh she like so she lost all that. She still has diabetes and she still takes diabetes medication, but she's not taking insulin anymore. She's not taking an insulin supplement. I think she's taking metformin,
Yeah.
metformin,
That's really
and
great.
yeah. But and you hear about these things from people that are saying, oh yeah, like I lost all this weight and then I didn't have to take this and that and that. For me, I lost a bunch of weight and then everything got worse. Like now I'm on more medication than I was
Yeah.
before. Like I have high blood pressure. I never had high blood pressure that had to be treated. That's new for me in the last year or two,
Right. Right.
and that was a big challenge too. Um,
Well,
get that
most
work under control, but
medicine
that's working now.
and that medicine is so important because of the stroke potential with high blood pressure. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody wants a stroke. That's for sure.
Right. That's one of the reasons it took me a really long time to take the Rinvoq that I take from my UC is that's one of the side effects, a stroke.
Looks like Jala made it back.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Good. Do you connect with her? Oh, yeah, there she is.
Yes, we've talked.
Hello.
Hi, Jala.
Hey.
Jala, yes. There you go.
I'm back.
You made it.
I made it, more or less, yeah.
Oh, we're talking all kinds of things, but I wanted to, we are recording this, so, and we are discussing tone of voice and words have power. And it has to do with the things we tell ourselves, really. I mean, in terms of if you keep falling, for instance, as I do, then you have to, and then I might say to myself, well, it's hopeless. I'm going to keep falling or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
I've been watching various television programs, dramas, to see how people talk to each other in these, in the dialogue, And in this one particular thing, I was telling Joe earlier that it's an interesting. Do you get Prime Video, Julia?
Yes, yeah.
There's a program on there called Off Campus, and
Okay.
it's on number one on Prime Video, and
Huh.
it's a little bit different than the normal romance story. It's very, very creative. Uh, the people in it are very creative and kind, but there is a lot of soft porn, a lot of sex. But what I noticed was now the star of the show, two stars, they're all stars, but this one guy is an ice hockey champion. He's about to enter the Bruins, and he had a very abusive father as he was growing up. So
Mm.
the father keeps telling him that this college ice hockey star, that he is just like him. You are just like me. And he takes those words to heart because his father was very violent. Ice hockey,
Mm.
on the other hand, is very violent. Some of the scenes in that thing is unbelievable. And the way this guy revs up and gets this look on his face, he looks like, this monster. So, uh,
Mm.
and he has taken into his heart that he's going to be just like his father, who is a real asshole. And
Yeah.
so I think it's important not to take these words that you hear that people tell you into your heart, or into your cellular makeup, or into, everything that is working in your body. But I mean, there are other things. You can watch anything. Jala and I were watching the Pride and Prejudice 1995. Have you seen that one? 19,
No.
it's the best one. I mean,
Okay.
I've seen
Is it set in 1995 or made in
made,
1995?
made.
Okay, got it. So
The
it's still
Pride,
a period piece.
it's a
It's
period
just,
piece. It's a,
yeah.
it's actually the most like the book, Pride and
Yeah.
Prejudice. And so Mr. Darcy is played by Colin First, I think.
Okay, got it. Firth.
Firth. Now the thing
Yeah.
about him and the character is he is an arrogant asshole.
Right. He does that so well, huh?
So well.
Bridget Jones, yeah.
But the greatest, Bridget Jones is stupid in comparison to Pride and Prejudice. I mean,
Right. Yes.
so what
Yeah.
happens is that there's a tremendous transformation that takes place in that character. Throughout, it's a 5 hour ministry, I guess, or whatever they used to call it. And you see his transformation. Uh,
Mm.
but in the beginning, he's just an arrogant asshole, and he falls in love with Elizabeth Bennet, and then he
Yeah.
proposes to her in the most embarrassing way. The most, it's embarrassing because he's so nasty about it, and cruel. So you look at things like that, and you have to watch good programming so that you're not, inundated with crap. But that is very good programming. It's done by the BBC. It's beautiful scenery. Everything's very green.
Mm.
Birds, you hear birds all the time. And and Colin Firth does a great job because in that transformation, he does.
Yes.
Because he really is truly in love with her, and he doesn't know how to express it, obviously, in the beginning.
Right.
Um, and then he doesn't give up because she does refuse him. He does
Yeah.
not give up, but anybody else would have. And at the time, it was like uh, against etiquette. If you propose once, that's it. You're not supposed to propose again.
Right. And if you're a woman and yeah, like you're what do you say? You're ruined.
Oh well,
Your
a little bit of that.
reputation is ruined.
So
Yeah.
much of that. it's an unbelievable to think that this sort of thing is how people used to act.
Yeah, yeah.
And even though Jane Austen's characters are rather liberated in some ways, in other ways they are not. Um,
Hmm.
uh, and then of course there's the other Bennett sister. I don't know if you've seen that. That's a very good
That
story
looks
too.
good. Right.
That is good. Of course, my favorite in that is William Ryder, who is the original thinker in that. He's a very alluring character, and he falls in love with Mary Bennett, which is unbelievable because somebody like that wouldn't necessarily fall in love with like an ugly duckling kind of thing, even though she really isn't ugly at all, you know.
Right, right.
Um,
Yes.
he speaks, everybody seems to speak pretty, the mother in that story is horrible, and that's not really the way it is in the 1995 Pride and Prejudice. The mother, I think, is great.
Hmm.
um in that period piece, there's a lot of things that Mary Bennett tries to break through but can't because of the times. It's not.
Right. Yeah.
William Ryder actually asked her
Yeah.
to live with him in Italy and
Got it. Right.
and
Yeah.
not get married.
Yeah.
But then he should have probably thought that one through because that was ridiculous.
What is this one that you're talking about?
The other Bennett sister,
The other Bennett sister. Okay.
and that
I've been
is,
watching a lot of those period pieces like Bridgerton and they're like modernized stuff. But and that was another thing too, like the class thing. Like if you are of noble birth, you cannot marry a commoner. It sets you up so that your only recourse is to live as mistresses with mistresses.
yes,
And then that puts you, in another category. But in that culture, mistresses have a certain cultural standing
of course.
because they know that if you're nobility and your nobility, your marriages are arranged for political purposes. So there's a place for like the courtesan, the mistress, to take care of the emotional needs and relationship needs of people because they don't expect you to love your spouse.
Well, that's what's so amazing about Mr. Darcy. He breaks through
Yeah,
that stereotype.
yeah,
According to Jane Austen, she created this character that, in some ways, is bound by his aristocracy, but he breaks through it in a transformational way.
right,
Here we
right.
are talking about Jane Austen. Oh, that's hysterical. But he
We're actually talking about TV adaptions of Jane Austen.
well, apparently the Pride and Prejudice of 1995, in my opinion, I've seen pretty many of them, is the most
Yeah,
to her, uh, her original.
yeah.
The dialogue, the writing is embedded in that. And it is free on YouTube, by the way. So you can see it for free.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. I've seen it come in. I have a lot of streaming services. We don't I have Prime, we've got um Netflix, Hulu. I've got Paramount Plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have um let's see. Oh, Apple TV because
I'm on a 2 month reduced. I'm watching a bunch of Apple stuff now because I'm on uh a reduced subscription for like
oh,
it's like a promotional thing
so
for
the
two
thing,
months.
and you've seen Ted Lask the
I
Ted.
haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so that this thing about the off-campus story reminds me of Ted Lasso in a lot of ways because we're focusing on sports and attitude and respect, and of course Ted Lasso believe. Um So in a lot of ways, there's a lot of similarities between those two shows.
Right, right. So, like I know that when I was like I must have been like 4 or 5, and we were in New Mexico at like a glass family reunion, and they were taking a picture, and my grandmother said to me, "Oh, there's Julia and her toothy grin." And
No,
I did not smile and show my teeth for, I don't know,
there it
20 years,
is. There it is, right there.
you know.
Yes, yes.
So and again, I don't know now as an adult looking back, like to me, when I was a kid, I was super sensitive. And I thought, and at that point I was heavy and already an identified problem, There was something wrong with my body, like that was clear. And that was the feedback I got. So everything that I heard, I considered it to be criticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it may have been that she thought my toothy grin was delightful. You know what I mean? And that
It
Yeah.
she
might have
might
been,
have
it
been
might have been meant,
celebrating me.
yeah, it might have been meant as a compliment.
Exactly. But for me, I don't know because she's dead. I can't ask her. And even if she were alive, she probably wouldn't have remembered that instant, that 1 second remark
Yeah.
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
60 years ago. And uh, so that's part of what I meant when I said earlier, we can't control how people take what we say.
No, no, yeah,
And
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
so I don't have a way to go back and hear the tone of that, but I know that I processed almost everything that I heard as criticism,
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
and however it was intended.
I did
And
that with my own mother. No, it didn't
your own
really
mother,
matter. It
yeah,
didn't really matter what she said. I thought I was less than, and
yeah,
maybe,
Yes,
maybe,
yes.
maybe she even meant it, but I don't think but she would compare us, all of us children, to somebody else, like Rusty's children, Rusty Cornelius's children, or Dorothea
yeah.
Williams, or she would compare us to
Oh,
people. And but
sometimes
maybe,
Yeah.
people just
but
don't even think, They say
Like I
things off
know,
the top of their head.
it might be
well,
that
and
they
then they
didn't mean
don't.
it.
Yeah, they also don't, like that. I know my father one time, like none of us ever like graduated college. None of the Glass kids ever became successful in that regard, We've
Right.
all just had our lives, Janet's a drunk and Judy's a housewife and I never finished
Entrepreneur.
college.
You're an entrepreneur.
Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. And I went out, I ran away and joined a cult.
Yeah.
Dan ran away and joined a cult. He
The
joined
cult, yeah.
Scientology. So he has two children that joined cults. And then I was sitting with him, like, when he had moved to California, was married to Cherie, and he was talking about this other family that they know from their church and how great their kids, the one's a doctor and the other one's a dentist, and this person has written like 5 books and all this. And I said, "Oh, I'm really glad to hear what you think success is."
Ah,
Good,
And I said,
good people.
and he stopped for a minute, because and it surprised me that when I did confront him or heard him actually specifically talk about us, he was really proud of his children.
Yeah.
mm,
Even though he wouldn't, and Dan was arrested. You know what I mean? We weren't children that you brag about, in that regard, not like, other people. And these other people who were like technically successful, they may have been real assholes, like none of us were really assholes.
Yeah.
Uh, like,
yeah. Well,
so that's a thing too, where we hear. That's one thing that I've also learned getting older is to not think that everything is about me.
There it is. Yeah.
And
yeah.
this is also a way that I have of diffusing that too, it's one of the gifts I've gotten in my marriage where my husband has a tone that he's unaware of and can't control, is that what he says really doesn't have anything to do with me. It
Mhm.
has a lot to say about him,
Yes.
Yeah.
like where he's at, what he's thinking. And so um uh
I can
I've
relate to that.
applied that across the board. Like what people say or even how they say it doesn't have anything to do with me.
Yeah.
And so now when I hear people be angry or say mean things, I think, oh gosh, you must be suffering.
Yeah, right.
You must be in pain
Yes,
to
yes.
be like that because people are naturally kind. I think if people are not in pain and feel empowered and aren't wounded in some way, that humans are naturally kind and helpful.
Well,
Yeah,
and I
I
think,
agree
go
with
ahead,
that.
Don, go ahead, go ahead. I think that Donald Trump, being the cruel mother asshole that he is, um, has taught people not to act like that. And in general,
Oh, I see that he's empowered people to act like
no,
that.
we're talking about the general population.
Right. Yeah.
People, like this woman this morning I was talking to, she said that they decided at Christmas time to gather together things for people less advantaged. And the children really, really bought into this. They wanted to know who they were giving this to. They wanted to know their personality. They wanted to know what their interests
Hmm.
were. And so this is fostering a different kind of compassion and empathy in our children that is, I think, and she agreed actually, because she does not like Donald Trump either, a direct uh, thing that's right
Reaction
arising out of
to
reaction,
the,
yeah, to the
yeah.
cruelty. Um, and so my cousin yesterday, my 95-year-old cousin, said to me that he just doesn't understand. You know how none of us can understand how any of this is happening. But he said, I can't understand how someone who is close to Donald Trump in either the Republican Party or somebody in his family doesn't tell him that just to be kind that he needs to leave the office. He's not he's completely off the wall. He's not he is worse than he's ever been. And of course he's always been terrible, but now he's even worse. And there must be somebody, but are they all terrified of him, I guess, because he is kind of like a wannabe Hitler or whatever. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I guess that's it. It's a shame.
Well, and they've put their, in a certain kind of way, it's like they've jumped into the lifeboat with him and he controls the direction of the boat.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
if
right. Yeah.
so, then you've got that political or survival situation where you like go, okay, do I get along with this person or not? Like there was a woman that who lived around here. She's a therapist. I think she's a therapist or like a masseuse or something. She got abducted by a guy. She was at an ATM machine like in the early
Wow.
evening, and some guy abducted her
Oh my God.
and threw him in her van, threw her in a van, and
Oh my God.
like kidnapped her for like I don't know how long, like 12 hours. It was a while. And so she survived that situation by playing the girlfriend card.
Hmm.
She
Talk to him as a human
talked to
being.
him and like was sympathized with him and supported him and all of that stuff. And then ultimately he let his guard down and she was able to escape.
How about
But
that, huh?
yeah, but
I think people do that. Yeah.
so that's a strategy, a survival strategy that some of these people have. Like for me, for you and me, some of us, like losing our job, like I wouldn't want to be Treasury Secretary.
Right.
So losing my job was not a big deal. And so you get people like Liz Cheney, who basically lost her job
By doing the
by
right thing.
by
by
doing
doing
the
the
right
right thing.
thing.
Yeah.
And so that's where you're at. And that's one reason why I would vote for Liz Cheney for president, even though I don't like her politics. But to me,
I
she
agree.
does the right thing.
Yeah.
So I would vote for her in a heartbeat
Yeah, I
over
agree
any
with that.
Democrat that I know right now, over Gavin Newsom for sure. Because Liz Cheney has truly sacrificed for what she thinks is right.
I
And
like
that's the
Mark
kind of
Kelly.
person I want in
I
charge.
like Mark Kelly.
Mark Kelly,
He,
oh yeah, he's
he's
Gabby
the
Hubbard's,
yeah, he's the astronaut,
isn't he so cute
military
with his
man.
little ears? He kind
His
of
ears,
reminds
his
me of
ears.
Obama with
Yeah,
his little elf
Obama.
ears.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Mark Kelly, I love Pete Buttigieg.
I do too.
I like these people that,
Have stood up, but it takes more than standing up because, and I think Gavin Newsom actually is out of the category for president, in my opinion, and so is
good.
Kamala Harris. I really
Kamala,
think,
yeah.
I think Mark Kelly, with his military experience, is what we need to dig this thing out.
Hmm.
Right.
And
And his reasonableness.
he's very, very into the Constitution. He's into what makes America important and great. And
And he actually understands the Constitution, as
yeah,
opposed to these people who say, let's support the Constitution, but they don't actually even know what it says. I mean,
right.
that's what's even weirder,
I
in my
totally
mind.
agree. And
So a lot of these people are in that situation, but again, they're morally bankrupt. Like people like Mark Rubio and who's that other guy? The guy who ran away to Mexico when there was a wildfire.
he's a
Um,
oh, there's a
there's
South Carolina guy who did that too a while ago. He just disappeared.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
we're
Mark.
talking, um,
Yeah, he's the Texas guy, I think. He's a cabinet member. I can't remember his name. But
yeah.
like Mark Rubio, these guys who were against Trump,
Have you
and
listened to him?
now,
Have you listened to Mark Rubio lately? Marco Rubio? Oh my God. He's horrible.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
he
these were
seems
people
really
that before, like during the Trump campaign, were saying that he was an awful, awful person.
Yeah.
And now they're all for him. Like to me, those people are morally bankrupt.
And then
You know
there's
what I
Marco
mean? Like
Rubio,
they're worse
and
than worse.
Marco
He's the
Rubio,
guy, he's like got, like squinty eyes and he's from Texas and
he's gained a lot of weight too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know who I'm talking
Ted
about.
Cruz.
Ted Cruz, him. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I'm
There you
thinking
go.
of
Right.
Marco Rubio and JD Vance are going at it, and
Yeah.
they really should not be.
No.
And so these people are ridiculous in every
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Our statesmanship has fallen apart completely.
yeah,
Except that all of a sudden Obama and his wife Michelle have built this beautiful place in Chicago, and that has taken center stage because
yeah.
Obama is really exceptional human being and his wife,
Yeah. I
her
agree.
family.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they're exceptional people.
Obama, it just yeah, I don't understand how people think badly about them. I
And
don't get it at
well,
all.
it's racism, but he dedicated a whole place to the building that they built to his campaign, which sparked a lot of the most interest of any presidential campaign in history, with gathering the youth, his
Hmm.
energy, the hope, and he did that because he wants people to realize that it is okay to be excited about politics again and to express. Uh,
Hmm.
to that this can happen again. I mean, Kamala seemed to have a lot of energy behind her, but it was stolen, I think, by Elon Musk, from what I understand. Um, and
Hmm.
Elon Musk is a disgusting human being. He is calling for the arrest of somebody. I can't keep track of all the cruelty. And now that he's become a trillionaire, he thinks he always thought he was better than anybody else. So I don't see how anybody likes Elon Musk. I don't get that. I do not get
I
that.
don't get it either. Like I do this like networking with bookkeepers on Alignable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like one of the we did it's they're just kind of like meet and greets and there was like if you could be like or have a mentorship session with somebody, who would it be? And this young woman that I was put out with, hers was Elon Musk. And I was just like floored.
I
I
think
was
the Obamas would
floored
be the
that
Obamas would be.
anybody would want that. It was for somebody in finance, you know.
Oh,
And I just said, I said, well, you know, I would want to have a meeting with somebody who I considered morally upright, you know, like that, you know, that was more, you know, to me, money, having a lot of money doesn't mean the most. But if I wanted to talk to somebody who had a lot of money, I'd want to talk to someone like Warren Buffett, who has like, you know, a moral compass. That's what I said to
he
her.
actually does. Warren Buffett does have a moral
He
compass.
does, but you know, to me, that this young 20 something, she was just, oh, Elon Musk, he has got all this money. You know, it's like people are just so into money.
Well,
What
Like
did she
money
say to
doesn't buy
that?
you nothing.
What
Hmm?
did she say to that?
She just kind of deflected. She
Yeah,
was like East Indian, you know, like so again, I'm sure she wasn't expecting, this will sounds, you know, she wasn't expecting someone
yeah,
to confront her. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like in that regard, you
yeah.
know, and so
I'm
instead of,
totally,
and she was young, you know, so she doesn't come back, you
I am
know.
totally insulted by Elon Musk. He did away with the USAID program. He is personally responsible for millions of deaths as a
Yeah,
result.
yeah. Yeah, it's more than like, how can you look up to him or call him a model? To me, he's what do they call a horrible warning. He's a horrible warning
Yeah,
about what narcissism can do. But of course, he doesn't know that because he's a narcissist.
he's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
They're
like,
horrible.
he's,
They're all horrible people. And
yeah,
anybody who supports them in my mind now, I've become very radical. They're mentally ill. If you're a
yeah.
Republican, in my mind, you have mental illness. You know,
Well,
it's just really the bottom line for me.
I still stand up for this one thing, which is I believe all of this chaos is a direct result of the Epstein files, which are going to be coming out. There's been a law that says they have to come out. And
Right.
it shows that Donald Trump is a rapist, a sexual predator.
Duh. We've known that since the 90s.
Yeah, but
He's
my
been
point,
raping women since the 90s. Like
I
that was the
know,
culture of the cocaine-fueled New York scene. There was just
yeah,
everybody was raped and being raping and being raped in
yeah.
that scene. There was nothing but sexual predation going on there.
That's one thing, but to be a leader of the country and covering all this stuff up, all of them are covering it up.
Yeah,
In
there's
fact,
a lot going on there.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of politicians and news people and all kinds of people that were engaging with Epstein because he was a blackmailer and that more and more is coming out about him and how,
And they were hungry for his money.
again, yeah,
Or which he didn't have because he was like a Ponzi schemer. He just appeared to have money. But that's the Bill Gates testimony that's come out. Like Bill Gates connected with Epstein because he wanted him to give money to his foundation.
I see. Yeah.
And then when he realized that that wasn't going to happen, he cut all ties. And then also he apologized. What is this? Bill Gates apologized because he said that I knew that he had been charged with some kind of sexual crime, sexual assault crime. And I did contact him after that,
See,
trying to get money for my
that seems
foundation.
to be a bar there. That's the bar that people are using. If, okay, you knew Epstein before he was convicted, and then you continued that relationship after conviction, and that would be um, is it Howard Lutnick is a very good
Yeah, Letnick.
example. Yeah.
Yeah.
He engaged with, there's so many of them that have.
Yeah, he
Um,
would go to his house.
mhm.
They were neighbors,
I
and they
know.
continue to socialize with him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then some of those people didn't know that he had, you know, not everybody knew that you don't always know that stuff about somebody you might meet. I
And
mean, if
listen,
someone took you to a party, somebody may be a rapist and a convicted rapist, and you don't know that because it hasn't come up in the conversation. It's not like the thing that you're going to tell people, like, oh, here, I want you to meet my
Hello.
Jeffrey, he's a rapist.
Well,
like,
Oh, yes. Hello. Yes, this is Jala. Just
and
got home.
people
Yes.
didn't believe him, they didn't believe that the conviction was true.
okay, so
There's that
Well,
too.
the prison that Ghislaine Maxwell lives at,
Yes.
the lowered security prison has now become rampant with sexual.
yeah, if you
I
could
heard
do
that.
that, that
I
would be
just heard
great
that the
because
other
I
day
haven't had a
that
chance yet to see if I
with,
still have
with
it
all
on my
kinds of.
now
email. So if you could do that, that'd be
now is
great.
that
Then I'll just
was
file it
that
away.
always going on and just now it's gotten the attention,
we
or
we don't know.
has it
I don't
changed? We
think.
don't know that. Like it could be that
That's
now
it.
that
Yeah,
she's there, because she carries
23503.
sexual
And that's in
predation with her
Norfolk.
wherever she goes.
She's
You know,
she has an sexual predation in her aura.
yeah, she's a master predator.
Yeah,
And so her the mere presence of predators like encourages that behavior because
Yeah,
people
yes.
resonate,
I
you
know.
know,
I know.
and they see that,
I
God, look,
know,
she
I
got away
know.
with it and
Went
she's got
into
a
a
private
black
suite.
hole.
Maybe if I start raping people, I'll get a private suite. So,
Yeah.
well, I need to scoot. I've got an
Yeah, I
appointment I
do
got to get
too.
to. It's
I have to get
Yes,
to it.
Unit A.
it was
Hmm.
a great little chat. I miss Sydney and Nancy and
Yeah,
Paula Swartzberger.
Paula.
Oh, that's
And then
great.
there's
Yeah. It's
Samantha. My
funny. I
gosh,
was
I don't
just
know
going
what
to
happened to her.
email you. Yeah, I was
So
just
Nancy
going
anyway,
to
what?
yeah,
go
you
into
have a
my
great one. We'll talk
iPad
next
and
Yes.
see if
time.
I
Thanks.
still had it.
Bye.
So I'm glad you
Bye.
called. Okay, that'd be great. All right. Thank you again. Have a good afternoon. Bye bye.
Hi, Jalo. You and I are the only ones here now. And Julia had to go.
Oh, hello. Hi. I just got a call from the Social Security office. She found something that she had been looking for that got lost. Yeah, well, it's too long to explain.
But now that she found it, you don't have to go looking for it.
Right, exactly.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And that was kind of her to reach
Oh,
out.
she was wonderful. She's a very, very nice person, and everybody was so helpful. I
Good.
guess we're all in the same boat, trying to struggle through this electronic maze.
Oh, that's true too. And not and
Mhm.
we're struggling through a lot of cuts and
Yes,
budget cuts and so forth. And um I hope that the Republic or the Democrat that takes over can restore these things.
yeah, yes. So, Sam didn't make it, huh?
No.
It must have been a tough day for all of us. Everybody was distracted,
Yes.
but it sounded interesting what you and Julia were talking about.
I think we can think about the words that people use in almost any situation. And for instance, your Social Security experience, those people know how to treat people.
Yes, yes, yes. Everyone, yeah, the from the guard at the front desk, and then he directed me to somebody else, and she directed me finally to the person that I was supposed to see in the first place that I had missed because I got there so late because of whatever happened at the cab company was really weird. The
I
cab
know.
came an hour and 15 minutes late.
I know. That's really strange.
Yeah. And nobody seemed to know what happened. At one point, I got this message that the ride had been canceled. I thought, oh no.
Well, they
That was
came to pick
weird.
you up in a timely manner.
Oh yes. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, she was there. She said I'll be there in about 20 minutes and it was only about 15. And she was very nice too. I liked her too.
See, that's what I'm saying. I really do believe that people see the cruelty from our government and from world leaders in general, and everybody likes to point the finger at Iran as some sort of enemy. But in general, we see that, and we don't want to be like that.
No, no. If you can make somebody happy in a day in this hassle world, man, that feels so good. It's
It
just,
really does, except it's a little draining to have to go through it
yeah, it is. Yeah,
in
yes,
your
it is.
in your situation.
Yeah. Oh well, it's
It's
only
all
one
good.
day. It's on, and it's over now.
I'm glad. Did
So
they tell you whether they accepted it or not?
yes, they did accept it, and I guess I'll be getting a letter from Social Security early in July, and then I don't know how much it'll be. We'll have to see.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Yes, yes, me too. Thank you. A lot of people were thinking of me, and I think that's what carried it through.
Yeah, oh
Otherwise,
yes.
it would have been a total disaster.
Oh yes, yes. Well, I had a wonderful patient this morning who I connected with, and what surprised me the most about it is that one of the physicians at Solus recommended me to her. Now, this goes to show you that behind the scenes they are watching. Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah,
they're not necessarily, I'm not caught up in everything I need to do, but I'm working at it, and they know it. In fact, they asked me to see additional patients. And I said, okay, what the hell? If you want me to, I will.
yeah, yeah.
And I just have to kind of chip away and keep going with this thing. Um,
What is it that you still have to do? Like get their records all organized, or
well, yeah, I know this one woman I was able to set up for an appointment this morning. I think for me, it's been, uh, I don't know, I've been distracted and certain thing, the ashes thing distracted me. My fall and my injury distracted me.
yeah,
And now that dear little soul, Tom's niece's death
yeah. I was
distracted me.
thinking about that.
And I have been
Yeah,
reaching out to the family, and I almost feel like, from the experience at the ash disbursement, I feel like I mean, they are my family, these people. They are my,
oh yes, yes.
and so when I wrote, Kim, I probably shouldn't say her name, but she lost her mother and she lost a daughter
I
within.
was thinking of her. Yeah, yes.
So I said, I,
Wow.
yeah, I extend my sincere condolences to your family. And after I said our family because they are my family. And
Yes, they are.
I can't
And I'm
really
sure
say,
they regard you that way too.
well, I have, they do. They do. So, something's going to happen soon, I imagine. Um, where we will meet again at sad event. And
Yes,
I mean, this
yes.
is a really sad event. She's left behind two young children and her
Oh,
husband. And Kimmy is virtually depleted with all of this
yeah,
emotionally, physically, and everything. She's
yes.
stronger than anybody thinks. She's strong. Um, and she has kids. She has siblings that will help her.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it's all good.
I keep them in my prayers.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, these are the things people deal with every day. How could anybody have the energy to look at politics? It's
I know.
it's an alternate reality. It's not really true or real. Whereas anybody who's reporting on this stuff thinks it's real. And
I know.
in Buddhist philosophy and in Hinduism and different religions, even Jesus said these things are not real. So
That's right.
yeah, it's all very intense. We'll get through it though. We'll get through it. I mean, we may not see in our lifetime the remedies that will be put forth to make this a stronger democracy. We can't allow people like Donald Trump to run for any office at all. No
No,
office. Nobody
no.
should be the head of a school board or even a dog fucking catcher who
I
who has done
wouldn't
what
let a dog come near him.
they just let a dog, the harmony barometers take care of things.
Right.
So anyway, yeah. It's all intense.
Hmm.
Hmm. So the last week of June is almost here. The last,
Yes.
I should say, July is almost here.
Almost over. Yeah.
So I have to work. I have some work to do. So to get everything wrapped up
Hmm.
and start another month.
You seem to be doing an incredible job, Kate.
Oh, thank you.
I tip of my hat.
Well, I've learned something. I think falls, we started talking about falls before you came. And
About
falls,
what?
falls, falling down and hurting
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
and and fall risks are everybody is a fall risk, I think, after 60,
Yes.
65. And even I was thinking about Delaney, after he had that hip replacement the first time, he fell down a hole on his bicycle. Remember that? He fell.
Yes. Yes.
He was falling. So,
Yes. He fell many times.
hmm
Many times until, well, he broke his damn hip because he fell out of bed.
that's right. That was a fall, right in and of itself.
I mean, he didn't fall out of bed. He was trying to step down on the stool because he was too stubborn to go down a safe way.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think concentrating on a fall um creative approach to falls and so far as a product is concerned is what I'm going to be doing as well
Yeah,
as
that
solo.
sounds great. That
Yeah,
sounds good.
yes. Okay, I better go. It was wonderful that you could come and be
Yes,
with
I'm
us.
so glad just to touch base anyway. And next time, we'll have a full. Hopefully, I'll have a full time.
I was thinking very seriously of just doing this once a month
Yeah,
because
maybe that'd be good. Yeah,
these 2 weeks come too quickly.
yeah, and everybody's so busy.
Yeah, they are. This is summer after all. Maybe I can change it in September. But right now, we'll just go with once a month.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And September is a beautiful time to start another way, learning and concentrating as the days get shorter and in the winter. We tend to be inside more and stuff.
Yes, that's easier. Yeah, it's easier.
Yes, yes. Okay, I love you.
Love you too, Kate. And love to the doggies.
Yes, yes. Get some rest. You need it.
Yes. Bye bye, honey. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.